Sir, may I come in?
Please come.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Take a seat, please. You are Mr. Amit Meena?
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Please give us a brief introduction.
Sir, I am Amit Meena. I come from Bana district of Rajasthan. I have done my BTech in Civil Engineering from IIT Delhi, and my hobbies include beta testing of video games, going for walks, and as an extracurricular activity, I have been a volunteer for creating awareness about child sexual harassment.
Right. Have you heard of an agency called NCPCR?
Yes, sir.
Give me some input about that.
So, NCPCR is the National Commission on Protection of Child Rights. It frames the rules for that the child rights that are there, as well as looks into the cases, different cases regarding abuses of child rights.
When was it set up?
I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not exactly aware about that.
Right. We move on to another area. Now, I read that you got a medal in the Maths Olympiad.
Yes, sir.
That's very creditable. When I came today to this institute, the taxi number was 1729. Can you throw some light on this? Or was it just one of those usual numbers, or is there anything unique about it?
So it is a special number, sir. It is also known as the Hardy-Ramanujan number, which is the smallest number which can be shown as in two different ways as the cube of two different numbers.
Which are those numbers?
So it is the sum of 1 cube plus 12 cube as well as 9 cube plus 10 cube.
Very good. Did you see the movie?
Yes, sir.
What was the name of the movie?
So The Man Who Knew Infinity.
Right. Good. Let's move on. Judicial activism and judicial overreach. Can you distinguish between these two and give me one example of each?
So judicial activism refers to when there is a legislative gap or an executive gap is there while in the administration. There is judicial activism so as to close that gap or bridge that gap, while in the case of judicial overreach, the judiciary pronounces particular rules or frames particular rules that are in the domain of the legislature or the executive, sir.
Very good, but a quick example of each.
So judicial activism would be the Vishaka guidelines that are there, and judicial overreach would be the ban of firecrackers.
What attracts you to the civil services? You have a background in engineering.
So right from my childhood, sir, I have seen my father as an inspiration and role model. And furthermore, sir, during my college days, I have worked in NSS as well as in awareness campaigns that strengthened my belief in becoming a civil servant, sir.
Your father is Secretary Government of West Bengal?
Yes, sir.
At the time of his retirement?
No, sir, he is currently, yes.
So, Secretary of which department?
It's a corporation department.
Thank you.
Amit, I was going through your DAF. You are just, you just belong to Rajasthan maybe to, I don't know, to take advantage of your being a Meena? Except that you were born there, otherwise you have no connection with Rajasthan. All your life you studied in West Bengal, then you went to the factories of Kota to go to an IIT. Is it not correct?
So I disagree, sir, because I have my extended family there, and in time to time I visit Kota as well as my district Bara, sir, where I have my family, and I still think that my roots are there in Rajasthan, sir.
Excellent. Okay. So you strongly believe that you have your roots there.
Yes, sir.
Right. You are in Delhi. Okay. If you come from Rajasthan and you come from Rajasthan, should you decide to drink water only from a Rajasthani river in Delhi, which river would that be?
Sorry, sir, but I am not exactly aware.
Okay, so I'm talking of your Rajasthani connections. So, why river Luni is called Luni? Very simple.
Sir, as far as I am aware, sir, it is called so because of the salty water that is present in the river, sir.
Is it totally salty?
No, sir.
Why is it salty then?
So it is fresh water early. However, sir, when it passes through, it absorbs the salt that is there in the sand.
Which area?
I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not exactly aware about that.
Who is Dighi Puri ka Raja? Rajasthan.
Sorry, sir, but I'm not.
What
exactly.
Rajasthan? Okay. What are the traditional methods of water conservation? You are a civil engineer in Rajasthan.
So there are the step wells or the bowdis where water is.
One, fine, I understand. Next.
So secondly, there are the baths that are there where we a hole is dug and through a particular pipeline we try to take out water from the other end. Thirdly, sir, so these are the two that I can remember right now.
All right. Two more questions to you. Your state has long international border with an enemy country. Can you tell me the total length of that border? And which all districts fall on that border?
So the districts of Bikaner, Jaisalmer, Sri Ganganagar and Badmer fall in that region. However, sir, I am not exactly aware about the total border length. Sorry, sir.
Okay. Have you heard the Beatles song Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds?
No, sir, I have not.
You
heard.
haven't. Okay. What is the connection of Lucy? What is the connection of Lucy with the anthropology?
So Lucy was the first fossil which was considered to be a complete fossil while excavation. It was an Australopithecus afarensis, and the anthropologists of that time considered it to be having 40%, around 40% of the bones intact, and they considered it to be the complete human, first complete human that was found.
Why do they say it's a complete human?
So because since half of the half of the bones of different parts of the body were there, and since the human skeletal is symmetrical in nature, that's why, sir, it was told to be a complete
It was bipedal.
skeletal. Yes, sir, it was bipedal.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Mr. Meena, do you know what is the per capita income of a country?
So it is around 1,70,000, sir.
70,000. We are talking of becoming a developed country by 2047. For becoming a developed country, what should be the per capita income?
I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not exactly aware about the number.
There is a yardstick for that. Okay. See, we are talking of 3.7 trillion economy. We are talking of 5 trillion, then 10 trillion. It's a huge task. After 75 years, we have just reached 3.7. Now we want to triple it to $10 trillion, maybe in 10 years. What are the things which need to be done to reach that level? Because it's not that easy. So what are the steps, are the things you will do? You will like to see to do, reach at that level?
So first would be the infrastructure development in the region, because it will enhance our connectivity as well as promote industrial growth. Secondly, sir, the ease of doing business can be enhanced so that more and more manufacturing and industrial growth is there in the region. Thirdly, sir, there is the government capex that is there, or capital expenditure, that will also enhance the human development that is there, because it will lead to higher skilled employment for the people of our country. And fourthly, sir, we need better manufacturing as well as service sector growth, sir.
See, government capex is rising. We hope that it will keep on rising. But private capex is not coming. We don't have that equity culture. You know, equity culture. Only 2% of the country who invest in the market, the share market. The money comes from the people to invest in the private sector. Now, private capex is not coming. Well, how to increase the private capex to supplement the government's efforts?
So I believe that in recent times there has been an increase in the private capex that is there, and furthermore, sir, a strengthened and more stable ecosystem as well as government policies that are there that will promote more capital expenditure by the private sector as well.
But see, FDI will be an important factor, but FDI is not coming to the extent which we have liked to come to India. What is the reason? How you will ensure that more FDI, you understand FDI,
Yes.
comes to India?
So better regulations and better policies can be there for coming of FDIs. Secondly, sir, the schemes like the production linked incentive schemes that are there by the government can be expanded to more sectors so as to increase production in those sectors as well. And thirdly, sir, I believe that the Indian markets can focus on niche products as well, so that there will be less competition and we can grow and turn out to be the global exporters of certain products.
Two areas of concern, that skilled labor and the labor laws. People are very scared, foreigners to come to India. How to change that? We have unskilled labor, less skilled labor, and the labor laws.
So, for skilled labor, sir, we are having we are trying to upskill as well as reskill the labors that are there. And furthermore, sir, the recent industry academia linkage will also help in that regards with the new education policy and vocational training that is there. And regarding the issue of labor laws, sir, we have reformed the labor laws, and the new labor laws that are there, I believe that will help in better formulation of labor policies.
Tell me, what is the tax to GDP ratio of our country?
I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not exactly.
What is the tax base? You know the tax base term?
Yes. Sorry, sir, but I'm not having.
Number of people, percentage of people paying direct taxes.
Yes.
Any idea?
No, sir. Sorry, sir.
No idea. Now tell me one last question. After COVID, the economies of the most of the countries are in bad shape. India, Europe, US also was no exception. But US dollar kept on strengthening against every other currency. What is the reason of US dollar strengthening and the economy is not doing well?
So, in my limited understanding, I believe it was due to the belief of people in the US dollar. Secondly, sir, there was also increased investment by people to a certain extent. And thirdly, sir, furthermore, economies, people from different countries believe that the most strongest and the hardest currency is US dollars.
That was always the case. Something specific happened in the last 2 years, 2.5 years.
So the Fed tapering also happened, sir. Yes.
Increasing rate.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
You've done some work on child sexual harassment.
Yes, sir.
What's the difference between harassment and abuse? Child sexual harassment, child sexual abuse.
So, the word harassment refers to acts of voyeurism as well as bullying, while in the case of abuse, so generally it is considered certain words being used or the use of child pornography.
Are you sure this is the distinction?
So, this is what I am aware of, sir.
Or are you guessing?
No, sir, to a certain extent I have read this, but I am not exactly sure.
I see. What is the meaning of the word Homo sapien?
So, Homo sapiens refers to the intelligent human beings. Sir. So, the intelligent humans.
So we have named ourselves intelligent. Is that so?
Yes, sir.
There's a word called Homo hierarchicus. What exactly does that mean?
So, Homo hierarchicus was a book that
By?
was. So, I am forgetting the name.
Okay. What about?
So, it was about the caste system that was there in Indian social system.
The name begins with L.
So, Louis Dumont.
Ah.
Yes.
All right. Now, I noticed something very strange that the tribe that you belong to is M-I-N-A, but you write M-E-E-N-A. Why is that?
So, as per the Supreme Court judgment that was there, both M-E-E-N-A and M-I-N-A are considered the same tribe.
No, agreed. But why would you write M-E-E? In fact, everybody does that. Why is that?
So I believe it is due to the Hindi spelling that was there, which has M, sir, badi E ki matra and ana, sir. So I believe that is the reason that we use MWNA and that
Fair
has
enough.
been.
Your father is secretary to the government of a state. What exactly is a secretary to government? What do they do?
So based upon the department that they are posted in, they look into the policies that are there as well as proper implementation of the policies, as well as the juniors that are there are working in the department accordingly or not, sir.
Now, my colleague mentioned the international border. Now you have an international border in Rajasthan, but you have a line of control in Kashmir. What's the distinction?
So the international border is an accepted, globally accepted border that is there, while the line of control which we have with Pakistan is a temporary measure that was taken up after the.
How is it temporary? It's been continuing since independence.
So it is the ceasefire lines that was there, and since then it has been that case.
In this context, what was the Simla Agreement of 1972?
I'm sorry, sir, but I'm forgetting.
All
it.
right. My last question to you. Where Rajasthan is concerned, would you call it a backward state or not a backward state?
So I did not call it a backward state, sir.
Based on what?
So based upon the recent developments that are happening in the state, so there is a rise in the human development. More and more schools and higher education institutions are opening up. Furthermore, government is taking steps in the regard of malnutrition.
Okay, that is human development. What about economic development?
So in the sectors of economic development, there have been so the minings that are happening in the region, and minerals present like zinc, lead, vulmanite.
Thank you.
Thank you. Amit, you are connected to two states,
Yes.
West Bengal and Rajasthan. Tell me any two similarities.
So both the states are still predominantly focusing on agriculture as their source of income. And secondly, sir, both of them have huge, vast cultural history.
That's a very obvious connection. Can you come up with anything else? You're a student of anthropology.
So that's all that I can think of right now, sir.
Okay. Amit, tell me, you have done BTech in civil engineering. This 3D printing of houses, and we also printed a post office, if you can recall of. Right? Will it take away the jobs of construction workers?
So, in my opinion, I do not think that it will take away the job of construction workers, because 3D printing is costly as well as time consuming, because it takes up a layer by layer approach of constructing a particular building. However, sir, it can be used in prefabrication of certain parts of the building that can be used in disaster areas for relief, while construction workers can be skilled in using the 3D printing machines in that regard, and as well as the prefabrication, we can use it to the finalization of the prefabricated products. The construction workers can do that job, sir.
Okay. And your optional is anthropology.
Yes.
What is Meghalayan age?
Sorry, sir, but I am not exactly aware about that.
Okay. Tell me the anthropological significance of this Me Too movement.
So the Me Too movement, according to anthropology, was a feminist movement, because it talked about the issues that the females were facing and raised voice against the sexual harassments that were happening. And sir, furthermore, it has strengthened the cooperation among females, and the male counterparts are also getting aware about the feminization of jobs that are happening, and as well as the growth in the region, sir.
Okay. And I see you do beta testing of video games.
Yes, sir.
In India, we have excellent animators and coders. Why can't we produce a game like PUBG?
So firstly, developing a game requires time as well as investment. So generally the investors are not willing to invest to a large amount in a developing game which will release after 5 to 10 years. Secondly, sir, there are better job opportunities for the developers and coders as well. Instead of developing a new game, they try to get a job in an already established gaming company that is there, sir. So these are certain issues that are.
Okay, my last question. What's the difference between VR and AR?
So VR is virtual reality, wherein we put a kind of a headset and we look into the virtual world, while AR is augmented reality, where the virtual world is coming into reality with the real world, where certain parts of the animations can be brought to the real world and we see that.
And how this new age civil engineers are using VR and AR? Are you aware of anything?
Yes, sir.
How?
So using VR and AR technology, we are looking at the different landscape that is there, and based upon that, how the particular infrastructure project will be looking and how different changes can be brought in based upon that.
Okay. Thank you, Amit.
Thank you, sir.
When is your interview?
So the date is not out yet.
Okay, how many mocks have you taken?
So 5 mocks.
5 already.
Yes, sir.
How many do you intend to take?
So after this, I'll be going back home, sir. So only 2 mocks after I return before my interview.
Okay, good. Once the date comes out, then you should, I think, take 1 or 2 mocks.
Yes.
And do it in the institution which you felt gave you the best inputs, because that way they will be able to assess whether what kind of progress there has been and give you further ideas on how to do things. And your self-assessment, how do you think you fared?
So in the data part, I was missing a lot of data, so I'll have to read about that. Other than that, I think, sir, I tried to answer to my best of my capabilities, sir.
Well, Amit, you are a very good candidate. You should go into the interview hall with a lot of confidence, because you bring so many positives to the table. But one thing I would advise you against is sitting in a stiff posture like that, as though this is a police interrogation. It is not. Put your hands like this.
Yes.
Be comfortable.
Be comfortable. Whatever is your comfort level. And if you want to gesture once in a while, that's also no problem with that.
Okay, sir.
Now, essentially you need to recognize that this is not a test of knowledge per se. And there will be attempts also sometimes to throw some questions at you in an effort to see how you react under pressure. Because this is a test of knowledge, they are looking to see whether you have officer-like qualities. And what are those qualities? Essentially integrity, so don't guess. They are looking at balanced opinion, they are looking at lucid exposition, they are looking at conceptual clarity, they are looking at logical thinking, they are looking at self-confidence and poise, and they are looking at awareness, how aware you are of yourself, your district, state, nation, the world, and so on. So what you do in the time to come, take these A4 size sheets, 100 or 120 of these.
Okay, sir.
Think of the possible questions which can come your way, and they come from DAF, they come from your subject, they come from current affairs, and they come from your job, if any. And then make a question bank. After you've made that question bank, do a deep study of each topic and then reduce everything to bullet points, 4 or 5 bullet points, and then sit in the front of a mirror and practice.
Okay, sir.
As I said, you are a very promising candidate. Some of the questions I asked you were quite tough, but you were able to just nail them just the way I wanted. For instance, the one on judicial activism and judicial overreach. Just the right way to do it. So aim to have that level of response to all the questions. It may not happen, but that should be the aim.
Okay, sir.
Don't go into very detailed expositions, because at best a minute to a minute and a half. Any questions from your side?
No, sir. That's all.
You are very good.
You are very good.
Very good.
Excellent candidate.
Just one small thing. Whenever you are answering a question to a member, please look at the other members also. Set a glance of it.
Okay, sir.
Of course, don't focus, because every member is listening what you are saying,
Okay, sir.
and they will mark you accordingly. Okay, that's it.
I
You
tried
need
to
be
throw
clean
you.
shaven.
Yes, sir.
Clean
Yes,
shaven.
sir.
Oh, yeah.
I tried to throw you off balance. But I'm glad that you remained unfazed. Great quality. And you maintained your poise and continue to answer unaffected. Good.
Thank you, sir.
You're good.
Wish you all the best.
Bye.
And don't say according to my limited understanding. Why would the panel want to pick someone who has limited understanding?
Good one.
Anyway.
Best of luck.
All the best. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
All the best.